Hello, and welcome to Paddling Places, Florida. Hey, I'm your host, Mr. D. Let's get this thing in the water. Now a word from our fantastic sponsor. Advanced Elements is the leader in design and manufacturing of inflatable kayaks with cutting-edge technology and providing excellent customer service. All of their products are designed to give paddlers the tools they need at a value they deserve. Check them out at advancedelements.com or call toll-free at 866-262-9076. Hello and welcome to Paddling Places, Florida. I'm your host, Mr. D. As you can tell, it is Santa Claus time, it is Christmas time, it is holiday time, and I'm out here at the Myakka River State Park. It is a camp and paddle episode. I'm staying over at the campground. It's probably about a quarter mile down the road here, and it's really kind of cool. It's a nice place. I come up here, they got a restaurant that I'll be visiting here shortly when I get back from my paddle. But what we're gonna do, this is the upper Myakka Lake right here. And then the Myakka River is down here a little bit. There's a place that I'm gonna have to portage. If I decide to go down there, they did tell me the water was really low, so I'm not really sure yet. But we are gonna get out and get some paddling done. So hey, we'll see you in a bit. Well guys, we've been out here on the upper Myakka Lake for a little while now. I tried to get to the Myakka River, but it is inaccessible. The water is so low that I'd have to portage this thing like forever. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to go across the lake here and go ahead and see what's out there. There's a lot of wildlife here. This is one of them preserve areas, and I mean it is pretty. The wind is already starting to pick up, so it doesn't seem to be that big a lake that I can tell. I'm going to go ahead and shoot across here to the other side and see what we can see and try to make a day out of it. I was a little disappointed on not being able to, well, my choice, that I didn't portage the boat over to the Myakka River. But the ranger said the water is really down, and let me tell you, just getting out of where I launched was a challenge because it was really, really, really shallow there. And I had to go out probably 300, 400 feet before I hit enough water where my fin wasn't hitting dirt. So what we're going to do now is just kind of paddle around, check out the sights. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad paddle. I'm really not disappointed about not being able to get onto the Myakka River because they said it was so low I'd have to portage multiple times, and I just don't want to do that. So Anyway, hey, we're gonna truck on over to the other side of the lake, see what's over there, and we'll see you in a bit. Well, hey guys, we are in the channel for the Myakka Outdoors and the Myakka Outpost. You can see they have their canoes and kayaks and stuff like that there on the side. And the unfortunate thing is I was not able to get out on the Myakka River. And I got to be honest with you, the Myakka upper lake is just boring. It's just absolutely boring. I mean, yeah, it's a paddle, you can do it and all that kind of stuff. But to me, there's just nothing better than a tear-up river. But I am having a good time. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've got some really great tour boats here. As you can see, they're very big. You see the Myakka big tour boats here. Let me turn my cameras around. I'm shooting this from the floating tripod, so there you go. Anyway, they're fueling up their craft for their tours and stuff like that, and I guess they take you on a tour of the Myakka Lake, upper lake. I don't know if it links up on top or not, don't know. But all in all, I mean, they got the restaurants right over here, you can see in this clip, and the Myakka Outpost is over here, and it looks like they have some smaller, oh no, those are shuttles, is what it looks like. Those are shuttles. Then they've got canoe rentals. So it's actually pretty cool. They got a nice setup. But if the water was higher, it would make for a more fun and adventurous paddle, I guess. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to wrap up the paddle part of this. I think this is more of a habitat preserve for trails. Some camping, of course. They've got camping here and they got cabins. But I don't think it's that exciting for a kayaking adventure. It would not be on my list to do now unless that was the only thing that was going on. So either way though, hey, I got on the water, I did my thing, so hey, we'll see you in a little bit. After the paddle, it was time to explore the Myakka River State Park. One of the things I did is I was able to go down some of the trails and did that, but the highlight of my trip was actually called the Mayakka Canopy Walkway. The walkway itself has a suspension bridge, and there's actually 2 towers there, which is really, really cool. Now the great thing is once you get over the suspension bridge and go to the main tower, the tall one, there you will have a spectacular view of the treetops and the wetlands and all of the prairie and hammock interface, and you can look down on eagles, hawks, vultures, and the top of live oaks and palm trees. The canopy is just phenomenal. When I walked down the suspension bridge, it was really, really cool. Now it does have a 4-person at one time limit on the suspension bridge itself, but as you go across and get up on the top tower, you can see for miles and miles and miles, and the nature's canopy there is just thick. It was absolutely a phenomenal view. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a great time out there. It's not really difficult to do the tall tower by itself, but it is easier to take the smaller tower than take the suspension bridge across and then climb up the big tower up on top. One of the main reasons I didn't kayak the Myakka River was due to the gator population, and I mean very large gators. We're talking 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and they were right there at the bridge launch. It really wasn't a safe environment. I thought it better not to challenge that, and I'm glad I did.
Run. 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 Run.
I want to thank my new friend Richie for sacrificing one of his fish so I could get this video clip. It was awesome. Thanks, Ricky. One of the final things I did was to check out some of the facilities for meetings, wedding venues, or anything like that. They have a log cabin style system, which you can see is really well done in there. Then I went out and checked out the log cabins, and that was a lot of fun. They have some really nice log cabins for rent there that you can take, so it's definitely a winner. Well, hey guys, we are going to wrap up this camp and paddle out here. It's been fun. This is my second day here, and we're going to spend the night tonight and then head out on Tuesday morning and head on back to Davenport. So anyway, you know, I went down to the bridge where they said you could launch your kayak. You know, I wouldn't recommend that. I saw, I mean, a lot of very, very large gators, and this is very shallow water. I think you could be putting yourself into some kind of jeopardy, so I'd recommend against that. The paddle on the lake was it was okay. It was boring because it's just a big round lake. There's no channels, there's really nothing except for the boat tour channel, but other than that, there's none. The water is down. The wildlife is pretty plentiful, though, I will say that. The campgrounds, now talk about the campgrounds real quick. They're okay. They're shallower than I expected. I thought they'd be a little bit deeper, so I had to mount my tent up sideways. But I mean, it all worked out good. You never know, it's a pig in a poke type thing. I did check out the other campgrounds and the cabins. The cabins are actual log cabins. Those are really cool. You'll see the shots right here. And they were a lot of fun. And then I went out to this outpost tower. And that, I think, was the highlight of my trip. I thoroughly enjoyed that. They have two sets of towers. And they call them the canopy. And you actually see this canopy of all this wildlife and nature and all that kind of stuff from way up. And then you walk across this suspended footbridge to the other tower, and then you walk up all the way to the top. You saw the clips on that already, so it was just a lot of fun doing that. I gotta admit, that was a blast. And then I went up to the the Pink Gator. That was really cool. That's their cafe, gift shop, all that kind of stuff. They make the greatest grilled cheese sandwich in the world right there. It was phenomenal. Went and did that, and you know, did the camping, and it was talking to some neighbor campers over here when we were over at the bridge, and they were telling me they were up all night with I guess they call them feral pigs and raccoons all in their campsite. I didn't have any nature problems at all that I could hear, but again, I slept like a stone. But they said they had raccoons getting in all their stuff, and then a couple of feral pigs coming in doing their thing. So it was that was kind of fun. So anyway, guys, we're going to finish this up real quick, and I want to thank you for joining us here at Camp and Paddle, and I want to wish all y'all a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the next one.